Mm. Shut the Shut up. Vandred's always saying the most annoying things. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. Go to bed. Go to bed. If you're gonna be a sleepy pants. You're really gonna sleep when fascism is happening? You're gonna take a nap? You're gonna sleep? What's wrong with you? How can you sleep if there's fascism happening?
Today, Mr. President,
Say it.
The Supreme Court is back and
Yeah.
said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a
Nice, dude. So here they ask Trump if he would pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, bro.
from you. Is that something you're
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look.
In so
Did they
long.
reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I'll speak to. I will speak
He's
to the
asking a lot of
DOJ.
questions for a
I
sex
wouldn't
trafficker,
consider
bro.
it or not consider. I don't know anything about it. So, but
Why
I'll
would
speak.
she be a
I will
He knows
speak to
nothing
the
about it.
Why would
DOJ.
she be a candidate for
He knows nothing.
I don't know. I mean,
His good friend, he wishes her well. He knows nothing about it though. He knows nothing about it.
I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted.
P. Diddy as well? He's gonna bring up P. Diddy and talk about giving him a, like, dude, like Kendrick said in Meet the Grams or whatever, these predators, no, in, oh wait, one second,
Did they
let me
read-
reset this. I didn't get the TikTok right. I didn't get the TikTok as I wanted
Say
it.
it.
The Supreme Court is back and said
Yeah.
that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to
I gotta get this TikTok recorded.
back and said
Yeah.
that they rejected today.
Yeah.
That they rejected. The Supreme Court is back and said
Yeah.
that they rejected.
Say it.
The Supreme Court.
Take two for the TikTok. Trump here is answering a question on giving a pardon to Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't like that one. Trump really might give a... Does that work? Trump is considering giving a pardon to Ghislaine Maxwell. It's not even a joke anymore.
Say it.
The Supreme Court is back and said
Yeah.
that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Playing dumb.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I
So
can say
long.
this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I'll
If
speak
you're
to.
considering
I will
that.
speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider. I don't know anything about it. So, but I'll speak.
I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I would not consider it or not consider it, bro. You're gonna consider it. He's considering giving a pardon to a notorious sex trafficker.
I'll speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
And he brings up Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, in the same conversation to make it worse. He brings up P. Diddy. And before he said about giving P. Diddy a pardon. Now, to be fair, his brain is mush right now. His brain is not there anymore. So he might not be really here and knowing who he's talking about. But this is gross. And he said before Ghislaine Maxwell is a good friend. He wishes her well. Jeffrey Epstein was a good friend of his. He wishes him well.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
After Trump's personal attorney went to Ghislaine Maxwell and tried making a sweetheart deal to get her in Club Fed, a minimum security prison where she does pottery and plays pickleball and a bunch of other bullshit, a sex trafficker. She should never be in a low security, minimum security federal prison. Trump gives her that gift. Trump knows about this. He knows about all of this. And the reason right now Republicans are scared is because they know Trump is implicated in the Epstein files. It's just what it is. I'll add a different one to the back of that. They are all bots, dude. Bro, Portland right now? Portland, it's a war zone.
I'm on a rooftop in Portland, Oregon, and I just want everyone to know that it is neither dark nor on fire.
I hate these people, dude. Portland's on fire, dude. Portland's on fire. There's a war zone happening. There's a war zone happening, guys. There's a big war zone. Oh my god. There's a big war zone. What a freaking beast. This guy's awesome. Is this the one that he put up?
I want to start off with the fundamental.
Adam Mockler right now is my GOAT when it comes to liberal organizing, when it comes to liberal arguments, debating, media, whatever it might be. Adam Mockler is 22 years old. He is a dog, bro. He is good as shit. He is good.
I want to start off with the fundamental idea. Everybody in here agrees that if somebody is here illegally and they commit crimes, get them the out of here, right?
Yes.
Get them the hell out of here. I can start with the fundamental idea that if somebody is here illegally and they commit crimes, they should be sent to another country's prison. And I'm a libtard. By all standards, I'm a libtard, and I believe that. But that is not what the Trump administration is prioritizing. They have reallocated funds meant for the deportation of criminals towards the deportation of farm workers, the deportation of people going to the courthouse. Trump made a True Social post. Listen, Trump made a True Social post where he said, all the great farmers of Iowa just called me and said, I am deporting too many of their... Did that happen? Did he make that True Social post?
Yeah, unfortunately, he stopped deporting them, but he should have continued deporting them.
Bro, he disarms them right away. He says, hey guys, dumbasses, dipshits, you realize we all say if someone's a criminal, an actual violent criminal, we agree they should be held accountable to the law, okay? They should be deported. If you are a criminal, if you do something bad, actually bad, not just crossing a border or not just a visa overstay, you should be in a different prison. So he does that to disarm right away. Then he attacks on the priorities are not there at all. It's not about stopping violence. And today, Trump just disbanded our task forces to go after child trafficking, by the way. Trafficking of children and drugs. Trump is not looking at them at all, so he can focus all the effort on random people to terrorize black and brown people within the borders of this country.
Your issue right here is that USA liberals are taking these 80-20 positions. And you're not quite there, but you're getting closer to the 80-20 position than we are. 70% of Americans want a legal pathway for people who are here contributing to the country. And what Donald Trump is doing, one more point.
Then he takes the popular position. He says one more point already, bro. Like 50 seconds in, he's dominating. Controlling the conversation. This is, dude.
What Donald Trump is doing is criminalizing asylum en masse and prioritizing the deportation of farm workers and other people.
Adam, most of the illegals are asylum seekers, or are they economic migrants?
Wait, listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
Most of the illegals are asylum seekers. Asylum seeking is not illegal, Michael.
No, it's not.
Is
No,
asylum
that's
seeking
what I'm
illegal?
asking.
That's a pathway.
Oh, sorry then.
The people that we would call illegal aliens, non-citizens in the United States, who aren't on a green card, who are not here on a visa, are most of them asylum seekers, or are they economic migrants?
What percent of the people deported...
You're not going to answer that question because you know the answer.
Wait, no. What percent of the people deported have had criminal violations? It's only 30 to 40%.
Yeah.
So 60% of the people deported have no criminal violations. Guys.
They're not rounding up.
Can I test
criminals.
the audience? Can I test you guys? If somebody comes over here and seeks asylum and what they...
He goes right from Michael Knowles to the audience. Like, I don't think you understand. You need to really see what he's doing here. He is dominating this conversation. Michael Knowles is on the back foot, and Michael Knowles is a gay theater kid who is closeted and does right-wing punditry to make money because he's an actor. Literally an actor. He was in gay films before, by the way. Michael Knowles. Look it up.
They try to do is build a better life, build a family, and they're working on a farm. Do you guys think there should be a path to citizenship to become an American? That is the antithesis of what America stands for. You guys are anti-American then.
Yeah, you are.
You are anti-American.
Welcome to the craziest debate I've ever done. You're going to want to
Bro.
watch until the end because my co-panelist, Ceci, and I expose a lot about the MAGA supporters' brain rot that you're going to want to know about. I debated right-wing commentator Michael Knowles in Nashville. This was recorded in a bar on the Broadway Strip, and as the MAGA crowd gets more drunk,
Someone in chat said a really good question. What's wrong with being gay? Nothing. Being a closeted gay who uses hating gay people to install authoritarian governments to attack gay people is wrong, okay? And I make fun of them because they are closeted. They are theater kids, little pretty theater kids who could not make Hollywood. And now they want to enact their revenge on the world. Literally the Hitler meme where he's like, I was a painter and now I had to become a fascist.
and as I drink a little bit, it gets
That's the
more
bad
and more
part.
heated. So stick around until the end. Make sure you drop a like to help boost the video and follow the Adam Mock.
Yeah, drop a like, follow me, and also Adam. If we talk about Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk is, when it comes to a top political operative, a top media pundit in America, now, Charlie Kirk was very good at what he did. He was a juggernaut. He was really freaking good. He had game. I disagreed with him, but he was good at what he did. You cannot argue that, all right? But Adam Mockler, I think he's better. I think Adam's better. At the age of 22,
Feet. Thank you for watching.
When do you think Liberation Day tariffs went into effect?
Well, it was a process, and they're still going into effect now. But they began in April of this year.
The announcement happened in April of this year, but Trump does this weird thing where he makes tariff announcements, but he doesn't actually enact them for like 2 weeks to 90 days. And I think we can all agree with this fundamental idea that Trump's tariffs have been confusing. Trump's tariffs have been pushed back over and over, but the reality is the Liberation Day tariffs, the most radical tariffs that he announced, didn't go into effect till August 7th because he put in a 90-day delay. August 7th was 14 days ago. So you guys are going to rest your whole claim on the fact that tariffs haven't caused inflation, but the tariffs just went into effect. But I also want to point out the fact that Trump's tariffs have no rhyme or reason. If you want to argue that we have trade imbalances in America, I wouldn't disagree. But that is not what Trump was remedying. How is remedying trade imbalances putting tariffs indiscriminately on every single country? Do you know what country has the highest tariffs right now?
Is it like Mauritius or something
It's
crazy?
Brazil, but not even to rebalance trade because of Bolsonaro was being targeted. So what I'm making my point here is...
Bro, Adam's doing the thing that I hate it when Charlie Kirk did it and when right-wingers do it. He is rapid fire going off of different talking points and propaganda in a good way, by the way, and a messaging, a narrative. And he's pounding it home, pounding, and he's not giving a chance to rebut any of the singular claims. Now, it's not very good when it comes to good faith conversation, but when it comes to messaging and political messaging and being aggressive, holy shit, this is good.
That Trump's tariffs have not been to intentionally or targeted help the economy. What they have been doing is a lever for him to help Bolsonaro, to use corruption, a lever that has not helped the American people. Tariffs are inherently inflationary, which you'll agree. Tariffs are inflationary.
Not
But
necessarily.
you'll agree.
Well,
I mean,
They can be, but
who
they're not
pays for
necessarily.
it, right? It goes down to the consumer.
They largely are inflationary because at Customs and Border Patrol, that is when it's collected by American companies. So I just want to wrap this up.
Bro, Michael Knowles he's in such a beta position, bro. He's cucked in the corner right now. Ooh, man. We need this.
I think that Trump's tariff policy has been an unmitigated disaster. It has been awful, and
I agree with your points that that's confusing. I think that was intentional. I agree with your points that some of the measures for implementing them seem arbitrary. I also think that was intentional and effective. But I guess my question is, let's get specific here. You say they've been a disaster. By what economic measures have they been
there's
disasters?
a few. PPI just came out and showed that vegetables are up by 38% over the past month.
Why do you think PPI
Oh.
went up?
Why do you think PPI went up? There's a few reasons. It could be tariffs.
PPI is
it could be weather. PPI is the producer price index, which is how producers are counting what things cost and what they're selling to people. But overall,
Why did it go up?
vegetables went up 38%, a combination of weather and tariffs.
Weather and tariffs, is there maybe a third possibility
What's your
that's
third
correlated with
possibility?
PPI going up? The fact that we just hit the highest stock market ever recorded in the month of August, which is...
The stock market is the economy now. Remember, under Biden, the stock market did not matter, but now it does. Dude, Michael Knowles, he is a failed actor, and he became a right-wing pundit because right-wingers are easily duped because they're dumb. Not all of them, all right? But if you... Dude, look at this guy. Look at this guy, bro. Bro, literally in a gay love film, softcore porn. Michael Knowles, oh my God. Live your truth, brother.
is correlated with higher PPI.
You want to know why we hit the highest stock market?
I don't even care why we did. I'm
Listen,
just pointing out that's why PPI went up.
No. You can claim the highest stock market is impressive, but you know what's impressive to me? Trump took office and crashed the stock market on Liberation Day, and it didn't recover until he reversed the tariffs. So the only reason the market
He
is
didn't
up.
reverse the tariffs. You just said the tariffs are being implemented right now.
He put a 90
in a capricious and
he put a
large way that's
90-day
damaging the
pause.
country.
Let me finish. He put a 90-day pause, which confused people to such an extent that nobody believes him. The stock market is hitting all-time highs at 7 months into his presidency, which is not impressive. It was
As the tariffs are being implemented, as you just admitted.
Because nobody believes him anymore. Not a single person believes that Donald Trump is imposing tariffs, that they will start. You didn't even know when they started. The guy who was saying I
just told you when they started. I told you they were being implemented successively, and they began in April. I gave you the precise answer.
Did you say August 7th?
No, but
you did not say
they
August
began
7th.
To be implemented within
you
weeks
agree
of
with
the
my
Liberation Day announcement in April.
You agree with my fundamental axiom that tariffs have been confusing? Have they
Intentionally.
yielded any results?
Yes.
What?
Okay, well, here are the results. Because there are three things that tariffs can do. Tariffs can raise revenue, tariffs can get you better trade deals, and tariffs can boost manufacturing.
All of those things are contradictory.
Yeah.
Manufacturing is down over the past 7 months. It's been shrinking for 7 months straight. It increases our prices and revenue. Revenue goes up because we pay higher prices, which means Americans pay higher taxes. Very good.
Exactly.
Very good.
So this is what's so amazing, because you make such a great point, Adam. If you get the better trade deals, usually you don't get the revenue, you don't get the manufacturing. If you get the manufacturing, usually you don't get the trade. You don't get the revenue because it's not coming in. Right. Now, what's so strange about Trump's tariffs is that we have raised a lot of revenue, $100 billion since April.
Wait, why is the deficit still increasing at a massive rate? What the hell?
The budget deficit?
Yeah.
Well, because we're only, as you point out, like 2 months into the tariffs.
No, Trump claims that he's raised $3 trillion or something.
Don't distract.
Right?
Don't distract.
Okay, go for it.
$100 billion in tariffs. That is more than twice. That's 2.5 times the historic average. So we are raising revenue at a huge clip. Then manufacturing activity is at a 3-year high.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
It is at a 3-year high.
By this point in Biden's presidency, we had added 200,000 manufacturing jobs. We've lost 28,000 since Trump took office.
Manufacturing activity today, August 2025.
Nope.
Is that it is? I mean, I don't know. Look it up in the.
Look it up. Manufacturing has dropped
it's
under
at
Trump.
It's at a 3-year high. So that means that it's signaling you're getting further growth.
Why?
But the craziest thing is the trade deals have been insane. We just closed a deal with the European Union. We tariff their goods. They basically don't tariff our goods, and they're investing $600 billion in the country.
The deal, I hope Adam says this, the $600 billion is like an IOU. It's not even an IOU. It's worse. It's a estimated prediction. It's like when Mark Zuckerberg and, Zuckerberg and Tim Apple and Tim Cook and all those different people were in the Oval Office, and they made up numbers, like fake numbers, they're going to invest in America. Trump said there's $17 trillion coming into America, which is physically impossible. But yeah, that number in the EU trade deal, quote unquote trade deal, is a fake number. It's a fake number for advertising. There is nothing guaranteed. That is the idea that maybe private companies make their own decision to do these investments over this, X number of years. It's a fake deal.
So Trump managed to get all three objectives of tariffs simultaneously, and the economy is at an all-time high, and employment is full. There is no economic indicator that has gone down under Trump. It's all at highs.
But I noticed that all the time the market is brought up, when in reality, the average American, sometimes the stock market isn't what affects them. Like, not everyone's playing into the market. The average American.
Can I ask you a question, Michael?
I mean, the average American is not paying. Like, that's not
most Americans
reality.
have retirement accounts and pensions and that sort of thing.
But
so in that way, they
I want to be
interact
fair
with
and
the
reply
market.
to your EU point in just 1 second, but I want to ask you the question. When you cite this $100 billion raised, who is that raised from exactly?
It's raised from the countries that were tariffing.
That is not true.
Oh,
So when you
God, it's so brain dead. It's so brain dead. Oh my God, it's so brain dead. It's so brain dead, dude. I feel like this is a point. Talk to Trumpers on this one point, because if you can get them to understand the concept, a very basic concept, an entry level concept of who pays tariffs, and maybe think a little bit of critical thought on how that works, maybe you can open up more avenues to have an understanding. Please just pound it home. This is one issue where it affects them and their pocketbooks, and they might realize, wait a second, all the numbers Trump's bragging about, that's my money, please.
You're saying goods are coming over the border, Customs and Border Protections is taxing the other country.
Yes.
That is not how it works.
Hey,
It is
but
only
I'm a
released when
cigar
US
manufacturer
countries
who makes my product in Nicaragua. I know a lot about tariffs and how they work. And unfortunately for my industry, there's an 18% tariff in Nicaragua. But it's okay. I mean, listen, I'm willing to eat it because we have a very successful
Wait a minute.
product called
America, okay, you are willing to eat it. America cannot tax other countries. It doesn't work that way. We don't have a revenue service for those countries. We have an IRS for Americans. And the transactional basis is when you receive the product.
You just said Nicaragua was eating the cost, or
import.
you implied that other countries were eating the cost when it hit CPP.
Oh,
but you're eating the cost.
No, are you asking me if a manufacturer in another country has to bear that cost? Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's a manufacturer in the other country.
No.
Which in the case of premium cigars is outside the United States.
But you're eating the cost.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but not everyone's going to eat that cost.
Not
A lot
everyone-
of
they'll
it
pass
is
it on
going to
to
go down to
consumers.
the consumer.
I would say the economic impact of the tariffs was priced in, I would say, even before Liberation Day.
Yeah.
Americans know what they're getting into as far as this. This is what they voted for.
Not all
and
of
that's
us.
also why, as Michael stated, we are at all-time highs for S&P. And inflation is back to 2 to 3%, if I'm not mistaken, and people have more money back to their paychecks. The other thing is the tariffs had nothing to do with the amount of revenue that we were bringing in. It was more about the accountability for other countries.
That's a nice distinction.
Wait,
that-
can I
that
ask
is
you
So
a
the
you
question?
voted to have prices raised? I'm confused. Oh, we knew what we were getting into. So you voted to have prices raised. on
we
you.
voted for a president that wasn't going to fall asleep at the table with other.
Oh, he's asleep.
Yeah, he's
leaders.
just taking $400 million jets, doubling his net worth based off of crypto, and deporting people process whatsoever.
Yeah, and I would give you that. I 100%
But do you-
agree with that.
Can I ask you?
Dude, the only response this dumbass bearded fool has is Biden fell asleep at the wheel. You can't actually talk about the work they did because if you look at the actual job, Donald Trump is literally suffocating on paint every day. He's suffocating on spray paint. He's huffing paint. He's eating paint chips. He is brain dead.
A question
Yeah,
very,
go for
very
it.
quickly. You can claim that Donald Trump, it seems like you were trying to make the argument that he was rebalancing some of these deficits by holding countries accountable.
I would say it's not about accounting for deficits. It's about accountability and how we look on the main stage. It
Yes,
has nothing
because
to do
the
with
trade
revenue.
deficit
It has
thing, in
nothing to do with
my
revenue.
humble opinion, the reason that he picked that is because it's so crazy.
But you realize we look batshit insane when
Yeah.
we're tariffing Switzerland, who we had free trade with. We had free trade with Switzerland, and we're tariffing them. We're tariffing Brazil. We're tariffing islands with nobody that lives there, but not Russia.
Americans will work every single job. They just want to be paid a wage that's worth it and treated well. The only reason, do not let me talk. The only reason that we have illegal immigration and so much legal immigration is because the corporate lobby wants cheap labor and they can treat their workers like shit.
Hey, hold on. I want to make a correction. The other reason is that Democrats want a permanent electoral majority.
Correct.
That's the other reason.
They want an electorate where they do not have to campaign. They don't need good ideas. They will just win every single election because of the people they imported.
That's funny.
I mean, Republicans get a lot of Hispanic, Latino voters, and also big stories we hear about immigration. Many of them are from red states like Ohio.
Okay, no, my
Latinos
qu-
went red.
No, but-
Latinos went closer to being red this election, so
Okay,
it's kind
but
of funny.
do you think that once we deport everyone, that
They just assume brown people equals bad, brown people equals Democrat. It's really just a low IQ take.
suddenly
from this guy.
Congress is going to raise minimum wage?
It's not
No,
about the
they're
minimum
not.
wage. It's
will
about
do that.
labor
No, and
economics.
also you
Wages
should
go
be
up when there are
blaming
less
the
people to do the
corporate
job.
men who are taking
Wages will go up when there's less
advantage
people
and
to do the
exploiting
job.
them.
That guy is seriously vying for a VIP table spot on Mayflower.
you-
Wait.
No, I want to say something.
wait.
No, I want to say
Am
one
I
more
good to
thing.
go?
Okay, I want to say one more thing right now. So this whole mass deportation thing, first off, they're not going to raise minimum wage for you because everyone's
I'm not
fine.
asking you to do that.
And you
I'm
should,
not
I
asking
think,
you to do
Jesse,
that.
I think what he's saying is because
It's not
there-
about the minimum wage.
Right, because there are
But-
pressures on the labor market when you flood it with,
Correct.
with local.
I'm a
So you
contractor.
should blame the
I'm a
men at the top
contractor.
who are hiring and exploiting them. That's
Because
why.
they're available. That's
Also,
the market.
this whole
That's the
mass
market.
deportation thing, just so everyone knows, it is all to fuel the racism in this country.
No, it's
when
not.
in reality,
No, it's not.
when in
it's not.
reality, stop. In reality, the only color that matters in this country.
She's bringing Adam down, bro. She's bringing Adam down. They put her there on purpose to make him look bad. She is a double agent trying to make Adam look bad.
Is green. Are you green enough? And 99% of us are not. So you're not going to get a pass unless you could pay for it.
Yep. But yeah, but all,
Money.
But to our earlier point, if that were true though, Ceci, the illegal aliens are a drain on resources at the state
Yep,
and local
they're
level.
not.
So
Oh God, that's such a dumb lie.
not.
They're not.
according to
Yes, they
the,
are.
according
Yes,
to
they
the
are. They
CBO,
take more than they
are,
put
the
in.
Congressional
They're
Budget
not.
Office.
Oh, the CBO that you guys don't trust when it's convenient for you?
But also according
Wait,
to the
do you
National
trust the
Academies
CBO
of
on the
Science.
big beautiful bill?
Well, I certainly trust it more than Adam Mockler. Do you believe the CBO or no?
Listen, if we enacted the mass deportation that Donald Trump wants, over the next decade, $900 billion would increase the deficit, 3.3% of
Who
our
pays for
GDP
their
would be hopped
insurance?
off. Okay, wait.
Who pays for their health care?
Wait, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Would
They
you
love it's literally idiocracy,
be
bro.
okay with people being here, immigrating here?
Probably not. No.
Listen.
Probably not.
Can I ask you
Probably
what?
not.
So you're just un-American.
Wait, I just want to
So
ask
you're
you-
just
can I-
un-American.
Wait, but
I
can
wasn't born
just
here.
want to
I wasn't
ask
even
the
born here.
audience.
No,
You
I don't
weren't
want-
born here,
No.
and you don't want people to immigrate here.
Because we have more than enough.
Yeah, we
That
got
is
more
pulling
than
away
Way
from
more
it.
than enough.
You know what? You
Are you
should get
gay
out of
and you
my
hate
country.
gay people too?
It's my country
You weren't
too.
born here,
That doesn't matter.
right? That's the
Wait,
mindset.
guys.
No, it's not. I want to do what's
I don't
best
see
for
any
America
That's the
contradiction with
today
mindset,
now.
and you're not from here.
That's okay.
You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
I don't think it's hypocritical to come to a
It's
country
100%
and then say we
hypocritical.
I don't know.
shouldn't
That no
flood it
one
with
else is
foreigners.
allowed after
I don't really
me.
want this guy in my.
It's not hypocritical to come in to a country as a foreigner and then say, "Welp, we're done bringing people in. Now I'm going to vote to destroy the country from within and stop anybody else from coming in too." Like that seems pretty selfish. You seem like a bad person if you do that, in my opinion.
Country, I don't know.
I do. I want to elect that
Nah, I
guy
think
to,
you
I don't know,
gotta go.
Senate or something. I definitely want that
You're
guy.
also a little brown.
Jesus.
You say he looks brown?
That's what they're doing if you look the wrong skin color. If you have the wrong tattoos, they're just picking you up.
All right, do we have
That's
another
it.
question back there?
Wait, I have a question. Are you guys okay with ICE racially profiling?
Oh, so we got a bunch of racists in the audience.
Well, hold on. If
Are you okay with ICE
Well,
racially
yeah, no
profiling?
shit.
I think if ICE is confronted with a little Norwegian grandma and a guy named Jose who doesn't speak a lick of English and either trying to pick up illegals, probably go for Jose, right?
That's
I
not
think-
what the racial
Is that racial
profiling that they're
profile?
doing?
Technically, that's probably
That's
racial
not what I'm
profiling.
talking about. You can go to
What
an
are you
extreme
talking about?
example.
I
but-
said
That's the same mentality that got people like Emmett Till tortured and killed. Like if you look up any of these stories of black people, for example, where it's like, you got to think about, well, if you think two people might have done a crime down south, let's say a woman was assaulted or something, and there's a black guy nearby, and there's a town full of white people with one black guy, and the sheriff there, they all say, we got to investigate Jamal. Because, I mean, Jamal, if you're going to pick someone who did this crime to assault this woman, of course it's got to be Jamal. Like, that would happen over and over and over and over and over again. And then that would lead to lynching mobs. That is the most dark and disgusting core of American, of actual bigotry. I know Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer called those sombrero memes Trump-made bigotry. That's really pathetic on their behalf because calling that bigotry really devalues what bigotry actually is. And what racism actually is. It's not a racist meme. It's a dumb, pathetic, ignorant meme from a brain-dead moron. You should not be offended by a Trump meme with a sombrero. You being offended is worse than Trump making the joke. Because it's like a brain-dead child walks up to you and calls you stupid. If you get offended by a child calling you stupid, it's your fault. Trump is such a brain-dead, pathetic moron mouth breather. Like...
You got a Norwegian and a Hispanic. You're picking up illegal
So
aliens.
you're
Who
picking
you
the
gonna look
white
at?
person is what you're doing.
I would not pick the white person because
You
she
just said
didn't.
no.
She
You're
didn't come
hopping
here
to the most
illegally.
extreme example, but do you think you should be able to go somewhere, and if there's a group of people speaking Spanish, you should be able to directly target them due to the Spanish that they're speaking,
Well,
due to the
speaking
race,
speaking
due
Spanish
to their
is not a
race.
race.
I'm just talking about the profiling.
Plenty
that
of
they
white
do.
people speak Spanish.
I'm
Even
talking
black
about
people do too.
They are
So that's not a race.
profiling people based on their language, their skin color, and things. That's what I'm saying. And are
But
you?
hold
guys
on, that's different, Adam. That's a very important point. You're saying should we profile people based on strictly one criterion? And I would say probably not. That's probably a broad brush.
But they think we should.
Hold on,
The audience
hold
thinks we
on,
should.
but
So you
what
disagree
if-
with your own
no,
audience.
No, you just said.
Wait, should we racial
hold on,
profile?
Hold on, but what you just said was race, speaking a foreign
That's what
language
they're doing.
in an enclave that's segregated from the mainstream community, speaking in their own way. Well, now you got like 5 different touch points. Yes, I would
Okay,
say Tom
here's the-
Homan. Round him up.
Here's the problem. The Trump administration has admitted they have done illegal deportations. When they brought back Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia.
Kilmar Abrego, give me a break.
Wait.
This gangster from Maryland, the Democrat
Wait.
Senator Chris Van Hollen, love of his life.
Wait a minute. If he's
Yes.
a gangster, why did the Trump administration bring him back?
He's being prosecuted right now in the United
Why
States.
did they bring him back?
Because some 2-bit federal judge made him do it, so now he's being prosecuted here.
Why would they agree if it was just Trump always disagrees with judges? Why
Because-
would he bring him back? It's
Because Trump's not a tyrant like you people always say that he is. He
Yeah.
follows the law, he listens to the courts, and he works within the system of laws. Okay, now
people claim that he is trying to hold countries accountable in a targeted way. That's not what's happening. It is broad, sweeping tariffs that make no sense,
They make
that
no
you admitted
sense.
were confusing, and now you guys have to reverse engineer some sort of weird cognitive.
No, because look, you make this point about Europe. You're making the point about Switzerland, but let's talk about the European Union. You would say, well, this is crazy. These allies of ours, why are we smacking them with these insane tariffs? And why this doesn't make sense? We need to just put even more sanctions on Russia or whatever. But notice now, we have a great trade deal with the European Union. We're dealing with like a 15% tariff. We got $600 billion from them to invest in our country. So obviously it was just a way to negotiate. And it also happens to raise revenue and boost manufacturing.
minute. No,
but
no,
those
no,
are
no,
those
no,
are
no.
those are ancillary effects.
Okay, if you're negotiating to reshore manufacturing, then you can't be raising revenue off of tariffs because nobody's going to be importing
Yeah,
anything.
that's what you think. It actually takes a very delicate balance to be able to serve all
Oh
three
my
interests.
lord! So
but
Trump
he's
is
done
playing
it.
40
I mean,
chess right now with
Very
other.
No, it's just the
delicate.
numbers don't lie. Okay. Next question.
For years, the U.S. has been screwed over by China, Europe, South America. This isn't just about short term. We need to be looking at long term. We need to be looking at 5 years, 10 years.
Imagine looking at America on the world stage and thinking we are the country being screwed over. We are being screwed over by Vietnam and the Congo and a bunch of other tiny countries that live in poverty, and they make our socks. You think we are the ones being screwed over. It's insane.
20 years. Since NAFTA, we have been screwed over.
USA! You make a great point. You make a great point.
Now. Stop looking at the last 2, 3, 4, 5 months. We need to be looking at 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. These tariffs are setting a message that the U.S. will
Adam's
not
hilarious.
be screwed over.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question. We need to rebalance trade and stop China from ripping us off.
And Donald Trump is here to stand up for us.
Then let me ask you, what deal has he cut with China?
We are done.
What deal has he cut with China?
We don't
This
necessarily.
isn't
need to
about
balance
right
trade.
now.
What deal has he cut with China?
Setting the future. This is about setting us up for
No
5
answer.
years.
He's so emotional. He cares about his daddy Trump. He does not care about any deal with China. He cares that Big Daddy Trump with his big daddy hands are gonna put him to bed at night and say, "Hey, buddy, I'm gonna protect you against China. You're a special boy." That's all he cares about.
What deal has he cut with China?
I'll give you an answer on it because you're saying, well, we need to balance trade, but that's
No.
My
My question is, what deal has he set with China? Because you are saying that he set a deal with China. He has set 2 90-day delays. You can't answer what a deal is. He can't answer what a deal is. Nobody can answer what the deal is.
I'm trying to answer it to you. Even on the delays, which are obviously strategic, the point of setting the trade equilibrium as being the metric is because it's so crazy and kind of impossible in certain cases. Obviously, what's he going after in China? China's trade issues with us for 25 years have been illegally subsidizing steel, manipulating their currency,
IP.
stealing our IP, all of these things, right? Now, all of the previous presidents, since we stupidly let China into the World Trade Organization, all of them went at that directly. They got no results whatsoever. Trump comes in like a bull in a china shop, pun intended, and he does it in the first term and he does it in the second term, and he says, no, I'm going to pick this totally random metric, namely the trade deficits, and I'm going to start punching people around until we get better deals on all of
Michael,
the
I'm going to ask my question one more time.
Yes.
What deal did he get with China?
What specifically are you asking me?
I'm
What
asking
deal
you,
did he
what
get?
deal did this person just came up to the mic and said Trump took
Pretty
office and he's going to
straightforward
hold China
question.
accountable.
But what did
All
he do?
Trump has done is pussyfooted and delayed 90 times, and you're sitting here stuttering
But
because you
I
can't.
don't get.
Okay, then answer the deal. What deal has he cut with China? No, shut up. What deal has he cut with China?
No, but I think.
No,
Adam,
listen, answer right now.
But Adam, we've been addressing your point because you're saying he didn't get a deal quickly
Make him
enough. He
answer.
didn't
He
get a
can't
deal in
answer.
30
No
days.
answer.
There's
60
no
days.
deal.
All
What's his
emotions.
framework?
But you're saying I don't like.
You're
the
looking at
I'm
the
trying to
short
answer
term.
you.
This
If
is
your
a
po- if your
long-term
point is,
play.
if your point is, Adam, well, Trump hasn't gotten this trade deal done within 30 or 60 or 90 days. I ask, where's Joe Biden's
been
trade
200
deal?
days.
Where's Barack Obama's great
Joe
trade deal?
Biden
Didn't
put
solve
target-
any of the underlying
Listen.
problems.
Oh, they had to go back to the what about Joe Biden thing, bro. This line of questioning is insane. I hate how manipulative they are. Adam, go back to the question.
Chinese
Listen, Joe Biden put targeted tariffs on China. He didn't put tariffs on the world like a retard. I'm sorry. He's not a retard.
Stop talking.
Donald Trump
It's very
is.
ableist
Stop
language.
talking.
I don't like that.
Yes, Adam, go further. Go harder, Adam. Yes, we need this. They don't understand any other language. He just had to Google and ChatGPT what to say.
Wokeness is dead.
Ableist language.
Wokeness is dead, Michael.
Woke is dead. That's
Wokeness
Okay,
is
I'm
dead.
gonna
Trump is a
say
retard.
something really
Yeah,
quick.
sassy.
I am totally.
Yo, Adam, dude, you gotta steal the vibes. You gotta shut down their vibes. You gotta shut them down. You can't let them offend you. Being offended is what they want. I'm not saying completely drop all your principles and become like them, but you gotta spar a little bit with these words. Dude, Adam.
Here. I'm so here for doing more American manufacturing, more exporting. I totally agree with that. But you guys know that Trump has all his made in China, right? Okay, I just
No, he
want to
doesn't.
point out
That's
the
not, that's
hypocrisy
not true.
there.
That's a calumny. He makes his stuff in America. He actually does.
Okay.
He does. I have the hat. I got the hat in
Where's the hat
2016.
on?
It's
Who
made
the
in
fuck
America.
has the hat on right now?
It is. It is. It's great. There are a lot of knockoffs,
No.
though. That's another way China's stealing our IP. They're stealing our MAGA hat.
Can I point something out very quickly?
Yeah.
I got to have one topic tonight, and it was tariffs. I think I just ran around the room on tariffs because you couldn't name a deal, you couldn't
What are
name
you
a deal,
talking about?
and nobody
Adam,
could
go
name anything
back.
that Trump
Yeah,
has
Adam,
accomplished.
go back.
Hold on.
Yes, go back. Keep going back. Hold them to something. Don't move on in the conversation until they answer the question or admit they don't have an answer.
Adam, you brought up tariffs, and I was happy to talk about it. You said it was a disaster for the American people.
You said it was confusing.
I asked you to cite a specific economic measure by which it was a disaster. You couldn't. I cited every economic measure, which is at
you want
all-time
me to cite
high.
a few? GDP.
I asked you to
GDP
already.
I got you.
Negative
Well, listen,
0.5.
GDP contracted in the first quarter. PPI is going up. Electricity has gone up 10%. And all of that.
Electricity has gone up. That's the best you
And
got.
all
Give
of
me
that
a
is
break.
because the tariffs
Give me a
have
break.
not come into place yet. The tariffs have not even really started.
So hold on.
14
The
days
tariffs
ago.
have destroyed our economy, but they also haven't come into place
No,
yet.
I didn't. When
Okay,
did I say
all
they
right,
destroyed our
got
economy?
it.
It's not
No,
even
but
an
it's making it
unmitigated
volatile.
disaster, Michael.
By the way, today Trump announced a 25% tariff starting November 1st on every truck coming into America, medium and large. Every medium and large truck is going to be tariffed at 25%. Does that mean the goods on the truck? That makes everything in America more expensive. I don't know, bro. It's like they're trying to destroy America on purpose, like accelerating the demise of our country and the economy. That tariff's insane. 25% on all trucks into America, medium and large. Like, what the hell?
Okay. So the tariffs, which don't exist, have been terrible. Now, who is the VIP of that round?
Yeah,
I say the USA guy, right? Where's he?
Which one was that?
All right, there we go. Now, VIP table. You blessed few. I have a question. Molly, you can relay this. Did we solve the world's problems? If not, we didn't. If not, is there something you would like us to hash out in our final remaining moments before the music comes back on?
So, okay, Mr. Panel, you keep saying that Michael couldn't name a deal, he couldn't name a deal.
Are you going to name a China deal? Name it.
No, I'm not going to try
The
to do it.
the trick is
No.
there's no deal yet. That's
But
the big trick
first
of the
all,
question.
okay, deals take time.
Obvious.
And in order to strike a deal, China's not going to do it because they're nice, okay? You need to put pressure on them. You need them to bleed for a long
Oh, China needs to bleed. Right now, Donald Trump killed our soybean farmers, our soy boy farmers. I almost said soy boy farmers, bro. Our soybean farmers. China buys like 30% of the world's soybean supply. Our farmers no longer sell to China. Our markets collapsed. Now we have to bail out farmers with $50 billion or $20 billion to make sure they don't collapse in America. And we're giving a $20 billion bailout to Argentina. And Argentina's now selling soybeans to China. So we got our farmers cut off from markets. We need to use tariff revenue and tax revenue to give farmers a bailout. And China's getting their soybeans now from Argentina, which we are funding. We are funding Argentina now with our taxpayer dollars. Like Trump, it's the best way to checkmate us into a situation where we lose in every aspect. It's actually comically bad. It's a comical failure.
period of time, okay? And so my understanding is Trump's putting a tariff so they bleed for a long period of time, and then they come to the table and there's a negotiation. What else should he do? What can we add?
President Mockler?
What should Donald Trump add to the tariffs? Maybe some clarity to the tariffs. Yeah. When it comes to China, he has not gotten a single deal, and I guess there are ways
You're just
to do this.
restating the question. What specifically, what would you make clear if you're going to add clarity?
Okay, what Donald Trump does is he sets these arbitrary deadlines and pushes them back. When Donald Trump set that first 90-day
You're
deadline
evading
with
the
China,
question.
no,
You're
no,
totally evading the
clarity
question.
with deadlines. I'm asking you right now, clarity with deadlines.
Deadlines, okay.
He set a 90-day deadline with China. What did he do to that 90-day deadline? Wait, let me listen. What did he do to that 90-day deadline?
Trump has pushed deadlines. Now answer the
Wait,
question.
No. Maybe not push deadlines and hold
Okay.
people accountable. He's
Okay.
pushed the
Anything
deadline
else?
back and back and back.
Okay, don't push
what you can
deadlines.
do is
Anything else?
You can tariff the countries that China trades with to put pressure on them. There's so many ways to place pressure on China. What Donald Trump is doing is f***ing around. He's not getting a single deal.
But he is tariffing countries that China trades.
So you bleed China by tariffing
But he's already
Vietnam,
doing that.
tariffing the countries surrounding them.
He's already doing that.
He's
he
tariffing
tariffed the
Brazil
entire world.
more.
He tariffed the whole world.
He's tariffing Brazil more.
But he's tariffing like literally every
What he's
country on
doing
Earth.
is destroying
so
our
so he's already doing that. Is there
And tariffing every country on Earth, remember, is a self-embargo on America. So if it's hostile for countries to sell in America, and it is that way, and America cannot be trusted to do even basic negotiations. They have no rhyme or reason for what we do. All these countries are now looking towards China as a better trading partner. Now China is surpassing America with trust globally for trade deals, and also the population of countries around the world are now viewing China as more favorably than the United States of America. China is getting historic trade deals with the EU, for example, on electric vehicles and other green technologies of the future. China's getting rerouted resources from Africa. They are expanding into areas where we had USAID and taking more global supremacy when it comes to dominating media globally as well. Like America has fallen so far in ways that we're not going to be able to see for another 5 or 10 years. But when we do, it's going to be drastic and terrible. But like, it's crazy how bad things are, bro.
anything that Trump is not doing, because you're so upset about his China policy, is there anything he's not doing that you would do other than do it faster or whatever?
Wait, can I ask you a
Do it
quick question
faster.
right here?
Do what faster?
Sure.
You said that it takes time to do trade deals. Wasn't Trump's entire motto 90 deals in 90 days?
I mean, that's what he said.
Why? Okay, wait. Didn't he also say he'll end the Ukraine war on day one? Can I ask you guys in the crowd?
He
did
is
he get
doing the
90
most.
deals in 90 days? No. Did he end the war? No. This dude is a weak
Who
dude
else
who does not know what to do.
Who else is trying to defend America?
Who else is trying to tariff every country like a retard?
Who
Donald
else
Trump?
is giving their
you just
effort
advocated
24/7
tariffing all
for
those
our
countries.
country?
You
Who
just
else is
advocated
trying
doing
to
that.
save America like Donald Trump? Who else is waking up to save America?
No,
Who
let
else
me say
is
something.
trying like
No,
Trump?
I actually feel bad though. This guy, I'm not gonna say the offensive words and all that kind of stuff because I don't know what the PC words are nowadays. But this guy should not be in a live political debate being urged on by his friends, his jackass friends, his dipshit friends to do this. He is not here. He is not well enough mentally to have this conversation. He's talking about Trump like he's in an abusive relationship following a cult leader. There is no rational thought here whatsoever. I would not feel safe to be around this guy right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's unhinged.
Let me say something. When you want to make a fucking deal with someone, you need to
What the hell?
schmooze. You need to do this and that. You don't bully people and strongman them.
You need an ultimatum.
because the reality is,
Adam's complaining that Trump is schmoozing and being too diplomatic,
No.
and he's saying he's got to bully him more and
No,
get him
I'm
faster.
saying that he's perpetually pushing back deadlines and he looks like a pussy.
You guys are
admitted that he
disagreeing
had a
now.
90-day deadline. Okay, listen.
You're agreeing with us and with the VIP
No,
tape.
Can I ask you a
Yes.
question?
I
Yeah.
don't like
Do you remember
the
when
fact
Trump
that
said
he's
there would be severe consequences on Vladimir Putin if they did not get a deal in Alaska? He said severe consequences. He left that meeting, and not only were there not severe
They called him
consequences,
attractive.
but Donald Trump has since adopted Putin's position. You see the same framework when it
Adopted
comes
Putin's
to
position? What do you-
Now, updated to today, this was shot like a month ago, I think. Updated to today, Trump now says Ukraine can take all of Ukraine back and also parts of Russia.
I will
So-
answer in 1 second. You see the same framework when it
whatever
comes to
reason.
tariffs. You asked me what I would do differently. I would add clarity and I would finish the deadlines. He put a 90-day deadline on China. When we hit that 90 days, our president
Adam,
delayed
that
it
is a
another 90
non-answer.
days.
You can't say, I'd be clear and fast. Clear and fast about what? Then you say, I would tariff other countries. He's already doing that, and you were complaining about it.
No, you
so
tar-
what was the other thing that you would do?
I would not tariff all countries. I would just not even start with the tariffs. I would not start with the tariffs.
You would not tariff anybody. But
no.
you would also tariff all the countries
Okay,
around
how about-
China.
Now, what Adam's missing here, okay, that he can probably add to his repertoire, whatever the word is. I can't even talk. I'm stupid. Don't listen to my opinions. What he can add to his toolkit, all right, is the wealthy, okay? Why are the American people paying through tariffs to help American businesses come back? They caused this issue with outsourcing. They caused their manufacturing to leave. And we need to pay to bring it back through tariffs. Our consumer costs need to go up. I think we should actually tax the wealthy and tax them and make them help us rebuild our country. They have stolen from us. Maybe not even stolen, but they have profited for far too long without any stake in this country being made better. And you want to tax American citizens to get that done and make them defend giving tax cuts to BlackRock and these other agencies that they dog whistle about and that they hate BlackRock and whatever else. You're giving tax cuts to George Soros. Why are you giving tax cuts to these ultra wealthy people when we could be helping America by taxing them a little bit more? But no, we can raise taxes on American consumers through tariffs, but we can't raise taxes on the wealthy. I feel like Adam can add a little bit of a propaganda line there, but I know he's not. He's very centrist. He's not super far in the progressive messaging at all, which is probably something I could add to the conversation if I ever get bigger in politics, media, political media. But yeah, I think that could be beneficial in areas like this when they ask for, what should he do with the tariffs? Or you could talk about Biden and actually having a stick and the carrot and the stick approach, doing subsidies and tax credits to encourage American manufacturing on the inside, as well as minor tariffs, minor targeted tariffs as well. Adam hit on that a little bit.
I would do targeted tariffs against China like Trump did in his first administration.
Targeted. Okay. Good.
What Trump is doing is tearing up trade deals that he negotiated
Hey,
himself.
listen, if your problem with Trump second admin is you'd prefer the Trump first admin, that's a pretty good
Can I answer your
criticism.
question
I'll
about
tell you.
Putin?
That's okay. That's
Can
all
I
right.
answer your question about Putin?
Sure.
When Donald Trump went into this deal, went into this Alaska meeting,
Yeah.
he was promising a ceasefire, right?
Wait, I'm sorry, but okay, the first Trump, the criticism they make, the first Trump admin, he was not in control. The first time around, Trump was controlled by the deep state. The deep state was in his cabinet. They were controlling everything. That's why Trump was not able to really do what he wanted to do. He had to get rid of all those people. That's why he wants to put them all in jail now. All of his former people, Chris Wray, Comey, all of his former staffers. Mike Pence, he almost got killed. The whole point is Trump is unleashed now. So when you credit the first Trump admin, you're crediting the deep state, right? You're saying the deep state did better running the government with Trump as the puppet, better than Trump is doing now as the main guy. So I think it is offensive to say he did better the first term.
Deal. Went into this Alaska meeting.
Yeah.
He was promising a ceasefire, right?
He asked for a ceasefire.
He said there would be severe consequences if there was no ceasefire.
Please, Putin.
After
please,
he
Putin.
left,
Putin,
guys,
Pookie, please.
it's a free country. It's a free country. After he left, what he did is he said, I don't want a ceasefire anymore. I want a peace deal. What that has allowed Putin to do is not negotiate for short-term peace. He has killed hundreds of civilians in Ukraine since Donald Trump said he doesn't want a ceasefire. What Donald Trump is doing is falling into the Putin framework of using
And Trump,
negotiations to inevitably delay. What Russia does.
And Putin bombed an American company, and Trump had nothing to say about it as well.
They're smart, dude. They're very, very smart.
Interesting.
They delay. They kill people.
So hold on. Your issue with Trump convening a summit in Alaska, getting Putin there, then convening Zelensky and the European leaders 3 days later in the White House to work on not just a ceasefire but a broader peace deal. Your problem is you say, well, the war is going on 3 extra days and civilians are dying.
No.
I don't remember you saying any of that when Joe Biden was president, encouraging the war to continue. I don't
was not
remember hearing that.
encouraging the war to continue.
He
He was
absolutely
using
was
peace through
encouraging the war.
strength.
Joe Biden and unfortunately not only the Democrats but many squishes on the Republican Party were advocating for the war from a grand strategic standpoint because they said it was degrading the Russian military and it was a meat grinder in Ukraine.
No.
They were advocating for more
No.
deaths and for the war to go on. And the only party that was calling for peace at all was the Republican Party.
No, this
and
is not peace.
And the only
This is
president
not
on
peace.
whose watch Vladimir Putin has not further invaded a country in the last quarter century is Donald Trump.
Let's be real here. Maybe you all saw the whole meeting between Trump and Putin.
Since Trump has been president, there's been more violations of NATO airspace by Russia than pretty much any president in the past 40 years. Like Russia has been really taunting, going over NATO airspace and launching drones into Poland and other countries, and Trump said nothing about it. Bombing an American company, it's just hilarious, bro. And I know this is before Trump switched his position on it, but all the Trumpers who told me that Ukraine was done with and or done for, and Trump said, you don't have the cards. And now Trump, because he's offended by his Pookie Bear Putin, his boyfriend, now Trump changed his mind, and he changed it and said, well, actually, Ukraine can take back all of their territory. And not only can Ukraine take back all of their territory, but Trump said that essentially Ukraine can also take parts of Russia. Complete bullshit statements. But MAGA, the people that argued so passionately in the other direction, I wonder what are they gonna say? Because I debated them for long amounts of time.
Trump is Putin's bitch. He sat down and spoke before our president. I'm sorry.
Well, it's so strange. I don't know because
Yes.
I don't know. Trump has levied much tougher sanctions on Vladimir Putin than Barack Obama
he
or
is
Joe Biden.
not.
That's kind of strange.
No,
That's so
he's
strange.
he is not.
I don't.
No, he's
He didn't. And he didn't lift sanctions.
In his
and he
first
also-
term, you're talking about, maybe. Are you talking about his first term?
And well, we're 7 months into
Can I
this
just
term,
say,
and he's calling.
the only way to end this war is to make it such that Vladimir Putin is facing such severe consequences that he will never reinvade. Russia has a strategy of launching an invasion, then they pause that invasion, then they reinvade. They've done it with multiple countries. They did it in 2008, in 2014, in 2022.
Yeah.
We cannot
Yeah, you keep pushing the line back more and more and more every time.
allow...
You're right. They did it under Bush and Obama and Biden, and not Trump. That's
Okay,
really weird. Isn't
how
it?
come through
I
Trump's-
think I'll go with Trump's strategy.
Wait, through Trump's 4 years, Crimea was occupied.
Almost 5 years now.
Yeah.
Trump, no, I mean, his first 4 years, Crimea was occupied.
Right, but he didn't further invade, is what I said.
The thing is, Russia has a strategy of launching an invasion, pausing that, then reinvading. We need a peace deal that makes sure Russia cannot just
I agree.
reinvade.
Listen, I agree.
And they'll go
I
against
thought
that deal anyway.
the Obama doctrine, as written by Jeffrey Goldberg in the Atlantic interviewing the president, that said that Vladimir Putin could operate within his strategic sphere of influence.
If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more debates, more formats like this, comment bar fights, and make sure you drop a like on this video. I appreciate
I love how he rolls out of bed. He has the channel Mockler Media now. He must be trying to build his own empire. He's only 22. He's exceptional. But yeah, his haircut has no care in the world. He does not brush it. He does not give a shit. He wakes up and he roasts MAGA. That's all he does, and you gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. He's good as shit, bro. He might be my top 3 commentators. Probably in terms of who I want debating people publicly. Debating Mehdi Hassan, Adam Mockler as my top 2 for sure. I think Adam Mockler is the best liberal by far, and Mehdi is by far the best progressive debater. So yeah, they're my top 2 right now, guys. Maybe like a Luke Beasley's decent, but he's more of a social commentator. I mean, integrating into other mediums more so. But in terms of like hardcore political operative and political messenger and media extraordinaire, like he's really an extraordinaire in every way you can possibly want it to be at the age of 22. It's crazy as shit. Really good. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Really freaking cool. Nice. Excuse me. Excuse me. Please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribing. Please donate to Joel Out Politics on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Not PayPal. And PayPal's not working. On Venmo or Cash App. Thank you for watching. Please drop a donation on there if you are able to. Really appreciate it. I am gonna say yet again. I'll check for one caller. But I'm going to bed early, especially if I get no money. JK, but still. Nice.
Hello.
Hi, this is the political YouTube. What's up?
Oh, are we on right now?
Yeah, you're live.
Oh, I forgot, man. Sorry.
It's okay. Good night, sir. He forgot. Oh my god.
Hello. Please state your name after the...
Oh my god, dude. I was just calling to debate our dictator. Okay. Really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Ice. 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 Ice.
Hello.
Hello, this is the Politics Channel. What's up?
What's up, my man? What do you got against Trump, my man?
His ICE right now is abusing children.
What children are being abused?
So there was a baby tear gassed in Chicago. There's another baby with a car window shattered, not shashed, a car window shattered on their on themselves, or no, an ICE agent shattered a car window on a baby in Chicago as well. They zip tied kids at 10 p.m. Innocent American children, zip tied them, put them into a van. They're doing a lot of crimes against children.
Okay, so was the zip tying, was that for their, they were being detained, right?
So what happened was there was an apartment building in Chicago, and they brought Black Hawk helicopters. They had saws to cut through fences. They had explosives to blow down doors. They went into this apartment complex looking for the so-called illegal aliens.
The gang
they detained
members,
everybody
right?
there. They detained everybody there. So whether you're an American citizen, whether everybody basically, they've separated
Have
them
you
by
ever
race.
lived in a Mexican gang area?
They separated them by race. So like the
Okay,
big
have
thing
you
is
ever,
these.
I'm
The
black,
big thing
bro,
is,
right? And,
I
I'll let you
congratulations. I'm proud of you.
I've lived
So,
in
like,
a gang Mexican neighborhood,
so when it
I
comes
can actually have some
okay,
experience
so when it
about
comes
this,
to
so I
this
can
apartment
tell
building,
you a little bit
when it comes to this
about-
apartment
Okay, I'll
building,
let you.
it was like a military. Yeah, usually in a conversation, unless one finish their sentence. Thank you. But in this apartment building, American citizens had their doors blown down. American citizens with no warrant, no reason for arrest at 10 p.m. at night. They were detained from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., not knowing anything about what was happening. Their houses were ransacked by the time they got back to them. The agents told them nothing. They said nothing whatsoever. And they had HD cameras and drones there to shoot a propaganda video for the American government. So they violated the Constitution for hundreds of American citizens and made a propaganda film out of it. And they found a couple supposed gang members. But even the people in the apartment building said, this was the first time in my life I had a gun pointed at my face. So apparently the gang members weren't that dangerous compared to the feds.
Okay, so it was about 40 gang members, right? 40 gang arrests? It was about
I don't know
40,
the exact
right?
numbers.
It was about 40 gang arrests. I'm black, bro. I've lived in a Mexican gang
I
neighborhood.
don't care.
I've had
I really don't
Wait,
care.
I'm
I care about
talking,
the
bro. Wait,
Constitution.
I thought like I let you finish talking. You're gonna let me.
I'm just
finish
saying.
talking.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You can keep
All
saying
right.
it.
So I'm talking, like, you know. So give me the same respect I gave you, bro.
It was
You
not
know?
40. Well,
So
I'm trying to find it. Let's see, Chicago.
okay, I'll let you talk, bro.
Go.
Okay, yeah. I've lived in a gang. I've lived in a Mexican. I'm black, bro, and I've lived in a gang Mexican neighborhood, bro. You know, I've had Mexican gang members run up on me. I've had Mexican gang members. I had a Mexican roommate. I had them come up to him, lift up your shirt, check his tattoos, verify his gang affiliations, like doing all of that, brother. You know, I lived in a building with 80 illegal immigrants, bro. You know, so it's like if if ICE came, banged on the door, or started arresting people, check my, you know, see if I was legal, I would not be surprised, bro. Because it's like when you live in these neighborhoods, when you actually live in these places, it's what comes with it. So I don't see how they're abusing children. I was even talking to my girlfriend about this earlier. When you detain somebody, they are under your care. If a kid runs out, you don't detain them, they run out, get hit by a bus, that falls on that officer. So, like, you guys are calling abuse for being zip tied? They didn't even get put in handcuffs. Like, you guys got to really tone it down with the language, because you guys are calling being detained.
Having your hands zip tied behind your back versus handcuffs. Tell me why it's different.
Because you don't handcuff children, you zip tie them.
They zip tie everybody there, but why is it different to have a zip tie versus a handcuff?
Because zip ties are like a toy. Like, I used to zip tie my brother's
So
hands
zip
as
ties
kid.
are a
It's kind of
toy.
fun.
So
Like,
they're using
it's-
toys
yeah,
here. You're saying it's a toy.
It's a
If
little,
you zip tie
it's a
someone
little
to a chair,
piece
you zip
of
tie them to a
plastic
chair,
that
it's a
you
toy
can
then,
break
right?
out of. It's not
You
metal
think a
handcuffs that
kid?
can
Wait, you
dig
think a
and cut
kid?
into
You think a little kid can break out of a zip tie?
a little kid could break out of a zip tie, and
Are you
also you gotta
serious? Do you know these
remember that
construction grade zip
handcuffs-
ties they use? Are you brain dead? Do you realize they can't do that shit?
And you got to remember that handcuffs, if your wrists are too small, like if a woman has really small wrists, she can slip out of a handcuff. Kids can obviously slip out of handcuffs, so that's
Yeah, so they got to use a
additional
construction
zip
grade
tie.
zip tie. Yeah. They cannot break it. I
Yeah.
mean, it's the same concept.
So that's
now
not
with
abuse,
these
that's just
children. So if I'm like, here's the thing: if I'm an American citizen, all right, I'm chilling in my house at night, and the federal government decides to blow up my door. They want to blow up my door. They want to cut through my walls. They run through my house and they just tear shit up. No warrant. I say, why are you here? And they say, you're coming with me. I say, why? Why are you detaining me? Under what authority? They don't say anything at all. I say, what agency are you with? They don't say anything at all. And they do that and detain me and my family members. They rip my kid out of their bedroom, and they only have their
any
underwear
Americans
on.
went to
I'm
jail.
saying,
What are you
I'm
talking
saying, okay, think about this situation again.
I
You're
think
in your
only
house.
one American that
Are you
had
dull?
a
Are you
drug
dull?
warrant
Are you dull?
went
Are you
to,
brain dead? Are you actually brain
jail.
dead? Are you actually brain dead?
I'm not brain dead, my sir.
So when it comes to the federal government violating constitutional rights, breaking in your home with no warrant and no process whatsoever, no cause for arrest, and they rip your kid out and put your kid in the back of a van, you don't think that's an issue? You think that's fine?
They were looking for gang members. That was the reason.
So
for the
if
warrant.
if federal agents are looking for gang members and they want to say, we think there's gang members in your house, they don't need a warrant. They could just blow your door down and take your kids. Is what you're saying?
If there's 40 gang members in the entire apartment, like, you got to think about how big this apartment is. I looked on the news. It looks like it's definitely not 100 units.
So
it's
if I
definitely
live in
not
an
80
area
units.
with heavy population
It's definitely
density,
not 40
so if I
units.
live in an
So if
apartment
there's
complex,
40
so you're saying they have no
illegals-
constitutional
okay,
rights
what
in
you
their
call it?
apartment complex. You're saying there's no constitutional rights because there's a lot of people there. Is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that you have to go through every apartment, because if there's 40 illegal immigrants and there's only 40
So you're saying
units,
the constitutional
there's a
rights are
good
not real. You're
possibility-
saying the rights are not real.
No,
You're
there
saying that
is
someone
a-
can tear. You're saying a federal agent can tear up your house and take your kids into a zip tie, put them in the back of a van without warning at 10 p.m. at night. You're saying they could just do that because there might be an illegal immigrant in there. Do you not see how that's an
because there
issue?
were illegal immigrants there, not because
In
there might
each
be
apartment
immigrants,
building, no,
because there
that's not true.
were. If there's 40
And even
units
if it-
there and you're
even
looking
if
for
it
40
were-
illegal immigrants, there is a
Even if it
possibility
were,
that there could be
that
an
does
illegal
not mean
immigrant in
federal
each
government
apartment
thugs
unit.
can blow up my front door and check my house for illegal aliens.
Well, it wouldn't be a problem if Biden and Kamala Harris did their job
Oh,
and
bring
not
in
allowed
Biden and Kamala
20
Harris 'cause you can't
million
defend the actual
immigrants
points.
in
You
the
can't
country.
defend the points. You
Well,
can't defend the
no,
points
I'm
yourself.
bringing that up
So I
because
could just
there's
say
a
you have
problem
drugs.
that
You
was
have drugs.
caused by
Okay, let's call the
them, and then
DEA
this
and
has
say
to
you
be
have
the
drugs. Let's just say
solution,
you have
because
drugs.
also
Okay,
in
let them raid
Chicago,
your house.
Mayor
Let them raid
Brandon
your
Johnson,
house.
which is a
You
little
are just
black
very
puppet,
anti-Constitution.
Bro, I love the Constitution.
No, you don't. You don't give a shit about the Constitution. You'll throw it away in an instant. Okay, here's this one. If a federal agent shows up at your door, all right, a random guy shows up, he's wearing a full black outfit, a full black mask, he refuses to give identification, a badge number, he breaks
Okay,
down
am
your
I
front
living
door.
in the
Can you
Mexican
defend
neighborhood,
yourself?
or am I living
Can
in
you
the
defend
neighborhood I
yourself?
live now?
Can you defend yourself if a federal agent comes to your front door? Can you defend yourself if they don't identify themselves? You don't know who it might be. It could be anybody. It could be a cartel member. Can you defend yourself?
Well, I gotta have common sense, brother. You know, I don't know if you have street smarts. I have pretty good street smarts. If I live in the neighborhood that I live in now, I live in a very rich, you know, pleasant neighborhood.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a
I can
little
tell.
bit
Your
worried.
opinions let me
But
know
when
that.
I
Your
was
opinions let me
living
know
in
that.
the hood with a bunch of Mexican gang members, and I see somebody that looks like ICE, and they knock on my door, I'm gonna make an assumption that they're probably immigration. You know,
Okay,
like
so
think
you
that
don't
they're
have
immigration
you don't
and
care about the
customs,
Second
you
Amendment
know?
then. You don't care about the Second Amendment either.
No, like there's common sense. Like I care about the Second Amendment and our right.
If someone
to-
dresses up as an ICE agent and gives no warrant, we want to have a standard they could just come in your house without you defending yourself. So if a criminal wants to break in your house, all they got to do is say they're a federal agent, and your dumbass will let them.
I mean, like, am I in a Mexican gang neighborhood?
You can't engage at all with the topic, can you? It's about the federal government abusing their powers, but you're a
No, well,
government
there
cuck.
needs to be context in the situation. Like, you can't just say, well, if every situation is like, well, no, it's just.
It's not every situation. It's the principle. It's about if someone's trying to knock down your front door. I know you said you're a black man 15,000 times in this conversation. It's not going to help you here. I'm not one of those liberals. Now, when it comes to this conversation, when being a black man, okay, so we talk about black people in America. If someone says, "Hey, we think you have drugs in your house," can they break in your house with no due process and no warrant?
No, they need to have a hint that they're there, that there are drugs in the
hint.
house.
What is a hint considered? You're black.
A hint would be
You're black though. You're
if
black. They can just say you're black, and that's
they
a hint to
tapped
say you
my
have drugs.
phone and they saw some stuff.
No, not tap.
or
Okay, so
saw
they can
me
tap your
making
phone.
some
But they
kind
can
of
just say you're black, so you probably have crack cocaine,
Or
right? Because you're black.
More,
Because that's
or
what happened
more,
in the war on drugs.
relevant would be if there was a snitch that was snitching on me and said, "Hey, I bought drugs from him," and I called it a hint, but that would be what, evidence?
What ICE is doing right now is the equivalent to say, "Hey, I saw this black guy. I think he might have drugs because he's black, and I'm gonna run through his apartment. I don't need a warrant anymore because I have a hint." Yeah, because they're actually fighting
For them to find 40 illegal immigrants,
they're
there,
fighting
they have
court
more than
cases
a
right
hint,
now to
my
make it
player, my
approved
brother.
for them to do racial profiling. They're fighting to
They
do racial
definitely
profiling.
had evidence, brother. Like they definitely had evidence. Like you just don't kick down a random apartment building and
Yeah, they
find
do.
40 illegal
Yeah, they do.
immigrants.
That's the big issue with
That would
it.
be
Yeah, they
some
do.
fantastic luck, my brother.
Yeah, they do. That's why there's so many court cases with them making mistakes
be-
because they do a bunch of
That'd
random
be
shit.
fantastic luck. Well,
When they tear gassed the baby, was that on purpose? Was that a mistake?
Where did that happen? I have not heard about that.
In
Where did that
Chicago, ICE agents got stuck in
at
traffic,
the
so they put out
protest
tear
or
gas. They were
the
driving through
protest or
town,
at
got stuck in
somebody's
they got stuck in traffic. They put out tear gas.
Oh, so it was in front of the ICE facility that the protesters are acting a fool in front of? That's
No.
where the baby got tear gassed at?
Are you gonna defend a baby getting tear gas now?
In front of the ICE facility where
It was
George
in Logan
Soros
Square.
is
It was
paying
not ICE
these
facility.
protesters
No,
to
you're
act a
filling a
fool.
narrative that fits your narrative. That's not true.
No,
it was
I'm
at Logan
wondering.
Square in
No, I
Chicago.
don't know about this.
Logan Square in Chicago. All right, the baby almost died. So a
Where did the
two-year-old
baby
child.
get tear gassed at? Where did it happen,
Logan
sir?
Square in Chicago. If you can hear me, you can clear out your ears maybe. 2-year-old child in Chicago. Okay, they had to get immediate emergency care after being tear gassed by
Okay,
ICE.
where were they at? Where was the child at?
In a car with their parents
And the car was where?
on the street.
On the street in front of the ICE facility, or on the street somewhere else in
It
Chicago?
was just nearby. It was just nearby,
It
but
was
they threw
in
tear
front of
gas
the
in the middle
ICE
of a
facility
random
where those
area because they don't
protesters
do
are acting
any.
a fool, right?
No, it was
So
not there.
did
I
the
just said
ICE
Logan Square.
agents- Did
I
they,
just said Logan
tear
Square.
gas a baby, or were they tear gassing protesters? And
So the point is,
the
you
parents
mentioned
didn't have
earlier,
enough common
you
sense
mentioned
to
that
drive
ICE is
around
making
that
sure. You said ICE is making sure they do their due diligence when it comes to where they attack, how they
I
attack.
mean, them parents gotta have.
You think
some
it's
better
funny that a
common
baby
sense
got
than
tear
that.
gassed, and I hope
would
you know
not
that political
drive
ideology
my
will
car
lose.
With my woman, with my love of my life, and I don't have any children, but if I did,
Yeah, I
My
could tell.
precious child, I am not going to drive anywhere near there's people attacking federal agents.
That was not
I would not
happening. That's
drive
the big
near
thing here. Hey, can you
there.
listen for a second?
Have
I know
some
you can't really
common
listen because you
sense.
have a really brain dead opinion on everything, but they were just driving through town having a normal day, and ICE is everywhere doing crazy shit. So when they
But
put
this
out the tear
happened.
gas,
This happened
when
by
they,
the ICE
nope, it did
facility,
not. I
right?
said multiple times it did not, and everyone watching this can hear that you're just ignoring what I'm saying in Logan Square,
So where did it
in
happen?
Chicago. I said multiple times where it happened. So they
Where
just
in
put
Chicago?
out this tear
By
gas.
the ICE facility, or where in Chicago did it
I
happen?
said the name of the location multiple times, but
By
when it
the
comes
ICE
to tear
facility, right?
gassing civilian areas where there is minimal protesting or no protesting whatsoever, and to the
So there
point where
was
there's
no
babies getting
so wait,
tear
there was
gassed,
no protesting,
that seems
but
like an
ICE was
issue. And
tear
if you want
gassing
to
the
defend
area?
babies getting tear gassed, you can defend
Wait,
that.
so
If
there
you want to
was
be a
no
government
protesting,
cuck,
little
you can
protesting in
be.
the area, and ICE was
And you're trying to
tear
play
gassing that
semantic
area.
games to defend
That
kids
doesn't
getting
make
tear
any
gassed.
sense, sir.
It's okay for a baby to get tear gassed. And I said like
That
10
doesn't
times
make
where
any
it was
sense,
happening.
sir.
It was part of their Operation Midway Blitz in Chicago. They were tear gassing everywhere because they are a bunch of thugs. But yeah, it's
Tear
whatever.
gassing
You're okay
right?
with it. You're okay with it.
They were tear gassing. They were tear gassing protest.
You're
Wait.
just
So
okay
wait.
with
I
it.
might be confused, and maybe you might be able to explain to me a little bit. So ICE is just going around tear gassing civilians for no reason. That's what you're telling me.
Sometimes.
Some.
It depends where.
What instance?
There's a
has
lot
that
of different ICE agents. Yeah, I mean the other day they shot
What
a reporter.
instance has that happened?
They shot
Can you name
multiple
one?
reporters the other day in Chicago. A woman with
With,
5
wait,
gunshot
shot 'em
wounds
with
as well.
Because I hate when people say this. They shot reporters. Shot them with what?
No, like a woman actually was shot in the arm multiple times by an ICE agent. They tried to kill her.
The girl who rammed her car into a federal
No, actually,
vehicle?
security surveillance shows them ramming into her car. There's actually more evidence coming out about that story.
So you're telling me that ICE agents saw this lady, said, "Oh my God, let's ram that lady," and
No,
they
actually,
rammed her.
she was on the ICE intelligence reports the week earlier because she was showing ICE agents' location on the internet. So ICE agents were already tracking her.
So the
ahead of
video that
time.
I saw where she
Yeah, I know you
rammed
saw a
into the ICE
video. You
agent,
don't you
that's
can't read
not
the other
real
reports.
video. That's not the real video. The video that I saw her ram into the ICE agents, that's not the real video.
When it comes to the cars, on what car hit the other car, it's debated
And then there was,
on
and then
how
the
that
civilians
happened.
were blocking ICE vehicles with their cars during that incident, also, right? So
it's okay that ICE
I
randomly
would-
shot
I
a girl
would- I
5
would
times
like,
now.
Like I'm a black guy, right? So what would
I don't.
happen
Okay,
if
never mind. I'm
I
not doing
am
identity politics. If he says he's a black guy again, I'm just done, dude. I don't care that you're a black guy. I do not care. He's trolling too.
Oh, brother.
Hello. Yo.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm doing okay.
What's up?
I was just calling. I saw your live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just calling to check in on you, see how you doing.
I'm doing alright. How are you?
Doing okay. Just want to make sure all the bullshit's not, messing with your soul or nothing like that,
It should mess with your soul.
It absolutely should, yeah.
It is a thing going on.
Yeah. That's it, man. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're doing all right.
Alright. Well, I'm talking about politics at 2 a.m., which is not good.
Oh,
Alright,
shit. I didn't even realize that. I'm sorry, man.
but nice.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
I can't hear your microphone at all.
Can you hear me now?
Nah, it's like really bad, bro.
Huh?
It's really bad.
Bad.
Yeah.
How about now?
A little better. Yeah, what's up? I can't hear you at all now. You're gone now.
I said I just wanted to say something to that little shit stain you was talking to not too long ago. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound really good now. Yeah.
All right. Listen, man. Those that are willing to give up their liberty for security don't deserve freedom at all. That's why that little shit stain you was just talking to was living in a building full of Mexican gang members. They ain't do shit about it. If he was a real American, he would have did something about that shit a long time ago. Instead, they sit there and they let that shit just stew. And if you can't tell that we're in the middle of a tyrannical government, something's wrong with you.
He was lying too. He was lying his ass off the whole conversation. He kept saying, I'm a black guy, I'm a black guy, I'm a black guy. I lived in an apartment with all the gang. He did not live in an apartment with gang members. And when he said he lived in a nice area now, I do believe that.
Yeah. So what? I'm black too. What the fuck that got to do with anything, man? Our country's in trouble. And then if we don't wake up, we're going to lose the whole damn thing.
Yeah, no, I tried bringing it up too, just like, I knew he was lying, but like the whole thing about, that's how they did it. They said, oh, well, I think there's drugs in there. I think I smell something, and it's a black guy. So I think we should be able to just go in and rip his apartment apart to try to find something to get him. You know, that's how it happened. Or like jaywalking for black people, like jaywalking, for police to beat the shit out of black people, just like jaywalking a civil infraction. You know, in the same way they find legal loopholes to do state-sanctioned violence. But I don't think people even know that history anymore.
No, they don't know their history. And I mean, if we be honest with ourselves, man, they're looking for a way for us to try to pop off martial law. You know what I mean? That's why they keep poking and poking and poking, and that's to black folks specifically. You know what I mean? But luckily, most of us are smart enough to try to ignore it as much as we can until we can make a change in the booth. If not, man, well, we 8 months in, this shit gonna get way worse. Way worse.
Yeah, they're trying it. They're trying to get rid of judges. They're trying to get rid of due process. They're trying to get rid of, social media platforms. They're trying to do. They're doing the full push right now because I think they know the economy's about to go down the shitter, and also their popularity's crashing. They're making a full push before the 2026 election to try and get as much power as possible. And people are just they're laughing about it. They just they don't realize how bad things can get. They have no idea. They think we're America. We can never do anything wrong, but they don't understand. They just don't get it. They think it can never happen here. They just don't. They fundamentally don't understand how bad things can get with our infrastructure, our electricity system, the artificial intelligence, social media, energy, the wars. There's civil conflict. We have literal neo-Nazis joining ICE right now to beat up black and brown people. Depending, it's just crazy, and they have actual neo-Nazi marks on them, and they are encouraged to do whatever the hell they want. And the American people are not waking up nearly quick enough. But I know if they all saw these stories of these babies getting tear gassed and getting windows shattered on them, and and I know they don't care because these are black kids, but these black kids pulled out in their underwear at 10 p.m. at night and put in the back of a van with zip ties on their arms, like being a kid and having that happen to you for 5 hours from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. How do you explain that to a child that these federal agents ripped you out of your home? How does that child recover from that fear? Their doors get blown off and there's people making fun of it, and that's always something you bring up because the people living there, I know everyone wants to say all these black areas you grow up with a gun pointed at you, but these people were saying, like, this is the first time in my life I ever felt endangered. The first time in my life I ever had a gun pointed at me. The first time in my life that I felt like someone was going to shoot me or take my family. And if you talk to anybody around the country, they'll probably say, well, that's normal for them. But no, this is the federal government bringing this violence. That's always going to be more dangerous than a couple random people doing crimes.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let me tell you something that's very, very scary. Look how easy it was for them to select those black folks. Look how easy that was. That was very easy for them just to collect them all up, put them in the back of the van. No one fought or anything. Now, what if the day comes where they want to get rid of black?
Yeah, and call them collateral damage. And God forbid someone uses their Second Amendment to defend themselves against the federal agent. You know, black people don't get the same Second Amendment as white people do. So like that's already going to be an issue. But also if it's a federal agent who doesn't identify themselves, like if you have a kid and these people come in your house, these thugs don't identify themselves, no badge number, no reason for detaining, and they want to take your daughter out of her bed when she's just wearing her pajamas and put her in the back of a freaking van, dude, I don't know how the hell I'd react to that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look how easy it would be for them to just collect black folks like that. Look
Yeah,
how
then they
easy
move
it would be.
on. And the white people think it's not going to happen to them, but it'll make it there.
Yeah,
Eventually.
this country's in trouble. It's in a lot of trouble. A lot
Yeah, I'm
of
optimistic though. I'm a little optimistic. They're stupid. They are very dumb, pathetic people who do this. They're good manipulators. They can manipulate themselves into power, but I am somewhat confident that they are going to mess things up a little bit. Public opinion's going crazy right now, like against them. And if 60% of America or 65% is very against what's happening, it can stop. There's going to be a period where things get really crazy. But hopefully, you know, I can't say too much. It's not really optimistic in any way, to be honest. But there's some silver linings in it to look forward to that I think can get us out of this. It's going to be a really difficult time. America's not ever going to be the same. But yeah, we're going through like a revolutionary period right now, and we just need people to wake up to it.
Well,
But
the, the good thing is, I think there's more good than bad people out there. Did you
I agree,
check
for
out
sure.
the speech that they had with Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump with all the generals?
Yep.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think the generals. So there's a thing where in governments that are authoritarian, the soldiers who serve the enlisted military under the generals, they usually are more susceptible to propaganda because the generals are they're there a long time. They have a lot of authority. Many people in the military don't love the generals. So like they're going to be on point when it comes to this kind of stuff and defending the Constitution. I'm worried about these crowds. Like Trump said to the Navy today, a huge rally with the Navy. We need to take care of these little gnats called Democrats today. That's the language of a dictator who wants to kill his political opponents. Calling Democrats gnats that we got to take care of to the military. And people just brush it off. They just don't talk about it. They don't. And that's the big thing about all of this. Kids can get tear gassed. These black kids can get torn out of their homes and zip tied. Kids can get windows shattered on them. But if social media doesn't show people, they really truly don't know. And I agree there's more good people than bad people. But there's a lot of good people believing dumb shit who are kind of silly. And they just are fed the wrong media diet. So I look at the generals. I hope that means something, but also we had generals before the election telling us that Trump adored Adolf Hitler, and no one listened to them. No one listened to these generals, some of our highest ranking generals in American history, telling us Trump fantasized about being a dictator. No one cared. They all thought it was a big meme. And if people can't take shit seriously, I don't know where we go with that.
You ever heard of the term silence speaks loudly?
Yeah.
You know, when they said their pieces and they entered the room, that room was completely silent. That lets you know what they're thinking without even having to say anything.
Yeah.
It's going to get ugly. It's going to get real ugly. And it won't be, we won't have to fight our own army. But all of those neo-Nazis that's working for ICE, they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be them. They're crazy. All these January 6ers, they are. Yeah.
They got $100 million, with a $100 billion budget. It's $100 million, $100 billion budget.
And they're building a surveillance state. They got our names on a big list, a database to target us.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It's all the authoritarian
They sure do.
nightmares people talked about.
Yeah, you be careful too because they just got access to the program where they can go through each person's social media, see what it is they believe in, and target them that way. I mean, for all your social platforms, start using aliases. That's for everybody that's out there. Just be smart
Yeah, I'm already
enough.
screwed. I'm screwed already. So.
Yeah, just prepare yourself. You know, it's gonna come a day where you're gonna have to protect this country, and you do whatever you have to do to protect this country and follow that.
Well, that's the good
Constitution.
thing. That's the good thing about this situation now is that the defending this country right now, is through messaging and counter narratives and talking about it and organizing. It's not going to be a civil war in terms of a bloody civil war. There's going to be random political violence, but like to be honest, you're like 500 times more likely to die every time you drive a car. So that will happen, but luckily we're kind of doing this in a way that's pretty civil for now, and I hope it stays that way. But yeah, they're encouraging violence. Like the White House wants violence to happen. They're pestering people. They're sending fake protesters in to instigate, and it's not working. They're really mad it's not working because the liberals there are just holding signs because they're a bunch of dumbass like liberal arts majors. They just want to chant words and stuff. They're not there to riot, obviously, but they're trying to instigate people, and they might get their violent, or they might fake a violent incident. I mean, the CIA has done that in American history back in the 60s and 70s. So.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The CIA has done a whole lot. CIA has done a whole lot to this country. You have no idea.
Yeah, man. Hey, but I appreciate the call. I appreciate the conversation. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, it's hard for me to deal with people like that in the conversation. And I don't want to be too harsh when he says I'm black. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I gotta find a better way to say that because I don't want to be clipped out of context because that could be bad for the liberal cancel culture.
I mean, if what you said got up under somebody's skin, something wrong with them, man. Because
True.
When somebody, you said it a few times that you didn't care what color he was. You know what I mean? And if he's the type of person that put I'm black first, he didn't come from the struggle, man. I mean, just by listening to him, I could tell he didn't come from the struggle.
He's a
One thing
jackass.
for certain, I am black and I am proud.
And I'm talking about the black. Yeah.
What you say? You talking about what?
No, I was saying in that conversation, I'm the one talking about how they're using immigration raids to terrorize black people. I'm the one talking about that and these black kids that were torn out of their homes. I'm the one talking about that. And he's the one laughing about it and saying and telling a bunch of stories about gang sign. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, gang culture is gang culture. And if you know anything about gang culture it rarely ever spills over into the community, you know.
And that's racist
you
too.
have,
It was just an apartment complex. There was nothing to do with gangs. There was no like. These are just people chilling, like living. It's crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, you did have initiations back in the day where you had to do something to a civilian, but that was in L.A., man. That was not in Chicago. You know what I mean? And that was a totally different thing back then. But most of the time, gang culture that's one gang against another, and that's why they call each other ops. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the the regular citizen. But
He was talking about it like it was something he saw in a movie on how things work. It's just
that's what I'm saying. You could tell he don't come from the struggle. I mean, that was obvious, man. The dude is L7. Down here we call it L7. You put an L and a 7 together with your fingers, that means square. He was a square. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about that. But hey, my man, go ahead and take your next call. I'm still listening to you.
No, yeah, I appreciate the. Did you call him before?
I'm not sure if I called here before. I called somebody else because everybody's talking about kind of stuff that's going on all over the country. But I did call in to another guy before, but it's my first time calling here.
All right, yeah, I appreciate you watching. Definitely feel free to call in again sometime. Give a different perspective.
Yep. Yeah, as long as you're up, or as long as you guys are up around this time, man, it's time that I'm up and I'm out working.
Yep, we're toning down right now. Probably be off in a few minutes, but yeah, usually streaming 10 a.m. or 10 p.m., 11 p.m. Eastern time till like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Or sorry, I got all fucked up. You know what I mean? 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. all that shit. I'm tired, man. But yeah, are you do you work on trucking or something like that?
Yep, I'm on the road right now. Been in all 48 states, man. So I know what the country's really like. You got some good areas and you got some bad areas.
I got you. No, I was gonna say drive safe, man. I appreciate the call again. Thank you for watching again. Yeah, have a great night, bro.
All right, now.
All right, see you. What a nice gentleman. Ugh. Thank you for watching, guys. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Please donate to Jola Politics on Venmo or Cash App or through my coffee link. Thank you for $5. Is it Sri? It's Sri for $5. Sri. It's always Sri. It's always Sri. Sri. Always Sri, guys. It's always Sri. It's always. Always Sri, guys. I enjoyed the second call too. And also, we don't have enough working class. Well, not even, I hate saying that fucking words. We don't have enough people calling in who have a real perspective to share, and I appreciate that guy calling in after the other 12-year-old caller who watches Aiden Ross. I feel like in those conversations I need to talk about the kids being hurt and then go into like more of a jovial attitude. There's certain things I can't go too hard. Thank you for subscribing, guys. I'll be back on tomorrow. Because I can't just keep on saying, I don't care if you're black. Because it's like, I mean, I do. But not in that conversation. I think just being like, congratulations. All right, let's talk. Might be the best response to it. Don't engage too much with it. Oh, all right, guys. Yeah, we're going to bed. Oh, la, la, la. Let's just say like 11 a.m., 11 p.m., whatever you know what I mean. 11 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I didn't talk to Chad that much tonight. I'm reading. You have a good night, channel members, mods, everything. Kyle said, "You better remember to ping the You better remember to ping the Discord, cuckboy." Thank you for calling me cuckboy. I gotta ping the Discord. I forgot tonight. Okay, it's late. I want to hop on here quick. Brother. I saw your and Shifty L, I think that is. I see your link. I'll look at it tomorrow. I'm very tired. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And join Discord. It's in my channel descriptions. It's in all my descriptions. All my descriptions. All right, join Discord. Thank you for watching. If you want to support the show, I'm trying to raise money for a studio. If you want to help me out on getting a studio, I want to make some good content about this stuff. It's a really big time, crucial time in American history. Jola Politics, my channel name on Venmo or Cash App. Anything you can offer donation-wise, really appreciate it. You can leave a message. Or on Coffee, the Coffee link in my description. You can use credit card or debit on Coffee to donate through there. But yeah, guys, thank you again for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you have a fantastic night. Make sure you subscribe. Can you go without a day of mentioning Donald Trump? Can Donald Trump go a day without never mind. Never mind. I can't say that. The federal agents are going to say, that's a thought crime. All right, guys, have a good night. Trump is going to pardon P. Diddy, you pedophile defender. Shut up.